In making an accordion book, you have to prepare paper or bond paper, a glue, and a scissor. Any kind that you, if any materials that need to make an accordion book, you just fold the paper, and then make sure that it's really fair. Yeah, just look at it, and then you have to get the scissor and cut it in the middle. In the middle, you have to cut it in the middle. Yes. Then it will becomes half. Yes, as you can see, it becomes half. And then you have to fold it again. Yeah, you have to fold it again. Fold. Yes, fold. Yeah. As you can see, it's done, and yeah, it's done. Yes, it's not really nice, but it's fine now. Good day, ma'am. I am Jennalyn Bandoquillo, and today I'm going to present my accordion book. This accordion book is about the English language and its phonological changes that took place during the course of its evolution. Here's the evolution of the English language has been marked by several significant phonological changes that have shaped its sound system over time. There are some key phonological developments that took place during the course of its English evolution. Number one is the Great Vowel Shift. One of the most notable phonological changes in English history, the Great Vowel Shift occurred between the 4th and 18th centuries. This shift involved a series of changes in the long vowels of English, leading to a restructuring of the vowel system, and it's influencing the pronunciation of the words like name, time, and house. Here is the picture of the Great Vowel Shift, as you can see. Great vowel shift refers to the major change in the pronunciation of vowels. Took place in England between 1400 to 1700. Otto Harrier Jefferson, a Danish linguist, was the first to study this phenomenon in detail. He, co- he coined the term the Great Vowel Shift. He, Number two, this loss of inflectional endings. Old English, like the inflected languages, had complex inflectional endings that conveyed grammatical information. Over time, these inflectional endings eroded, leading to a simplification of the language's morphology. This phonological change altered the way words were pronounced and contributed to the development of a more analytical grammar in modern English. Here is the example. Here is the example of loss of inflectional ending. Inflection and inflected endings. An inflected an inflectional ending is it the end of a word or an inflection that is added to the end of a word. An example of an inflected ending is adding an s or an es to the end of a word to make the word plural. Also, adding an ed to a verb making it past tense is another example. Number three, we have here a consonant changes. English English underwent various consonant changes throughout its history. For example, the Old English voiceless, velar, fricative, x, as in the Scottish pronunciation of hluk, evolved into different sounds or disappeared in many dialects. Similarly, the pronunciation of certain consonant clusters evolved, leading to changes in words like night to net in Old English to nate in modern English. Here is the Here is the example of consonant changes. Consonant blends. When there are two consonants together and each makes its own sound. Bl blends to blouse. Dr blends to dragon. GL blends to glamour. SPR blends to sprinkle. Number 4, we have a intonation patterns. While not solely a phonological change, shifts into intonation patterns have also played a role in the evolution of English. Changes in stress, pitch, and rift have an influence the prosody of the language, affecting the way sentences are structured and pronounced. These intonation patterns continue to evolve, reflecting ongoing changes in spoken English. I have here an example of types of intonation. There are two types of intonation. We have here first the falling intonation. The falling intonation, the pitch begins to fall on the accented syllable and it continues to fall till the end of the tone unit. The second one is the rising intonation. The pitch begins to rise on the accented syllable and it continues to rise till the end of the tone. Like for example, questioning, uncertain, and statements continuation. I have here the second example, the combination of falling and rising intonation. Example, he brought apples, peaches, pears, and oranges. I'll have 2 pencils, a black pen, and some ink. We went to Paris, Brussels, Amsterdam, and London. These phonological changes, among others, have contributed to the rich history and diverse pronunciation patterns of the English language. These showcase the dynamic nature of language evolution and the impact of historical, social, and linguistic factors on the development of the phonological system. I have here an Old English in 500 to 1100 BCE. Beowulf. Beowulf is the longest and greatest surviving Anglo-Saxon poem. Beowulf is the oldest surviving epic in English literature. An unknown bard composed it around 7th or 8th century. They probably recited to the accompaniment in harp music. The setting of the epic in the 6th century in what is now known as Denmark and southwestern Sweden. I have here the second one, an early modern English, about 1500 to 1800 CE. William Shakespeare. Probably the world's most famous playwright, a writing genius. His understanding of people, his skill with words, and his sense of drama are the key elements that would please an audience. The English theater and language have never been same since. Everyone should know about William Shakespeare. The third one, I have here the Middle English, about 1100 to 1500 CE. Geoffrey Chaucer. Geoffrey Chaucer is a writer in the Middle Period, born in London around Here is my intro, and this is the evolution of the English language, and then this number one, the great vowel shift. What is I explained a minute ago, and this is the great vowel shift example. And this number two is the loss of inflectional endings. And then inflected endings examples. And then number three is the consonant changes. And this is the example of consonant blends. Number four is intonation patterns. Intonation patterns. And then here is the example of intonation patterns. Here. Intonation patterns have two types. It is falling intonation or rising intonation. And then this is the phonological changes, among others, have contributed to the rich history and diverse pronunciation patterns of the English language. The showcase of dynamic nature of language evolution and the impact historical, social, and linguistic factors on the development of phonological system. I have here the Old English, Beowulf, and this one. Second one is Early Modern English, William Shakespeare. William Shakespeare. I have heard that the third one, Middle English, Geoffrey Chaucer. And this is his, yeah. The fourth one is Late Modern English, J.K. Rowling. Here is what J.K. Rowling known for. That's all. Thank you.